the cult of Merodach. The entire religious system of Babylonia is overshadowed by Merodach, its great patron deity. We remember how he usurped the place of Ea, and in what manner even the legends of that god were made over to him, so that at last he came to be regarded as not only the national god of Babylonia, but the creator of the world and mankind. Of course, Ea replaced another mysterious figure, who also stole the role of God. It was Marduk, Merodach, who, at the pleading of the other gods, confronted the grisly Tiawath, and having defeated and slain her, formed the earth out of her body, and its inhabitants out of his own blood. It is almost certain that this cosmological myth was at one time an account of Ea, and perhaps even at an earlier date that of Bel. Zu stole the role of Bel. Bel became Molil. Molil became Enlil, Enki's twin self. It also became Mul-Mi-Serah, so don't misgender it. And of course Enki is known as Little Enlil. Make of that what you will. The transfer of power from Ea to Merodach, however, was skillfully arranged by the priesthood, for they made Merodach the son of Ea, so that he would naturally inherit his father's attributes. In this transfer we observe the passing of supremacy of the city of Eridu to that of Babylon. Eridu is where the knowledge of demons was born. It was not taken, it was transferred. Ea or Owans, the Apkallu, the fish-tailed god of Eridu, stood for the older and more southerly civilization of the Babylonian race, whilst Merodach, the patron god of Babylon, represented the new political power. Originally, Merodach appears to have been a sun god, personifying more especially the sun of the springtime, and so he was a fitting deity to defeat the chaotic Tiawath, who personified darkness and destruction. But there is another side to him, the agricultural side, says Jastrow in his book Religion in Babylonia and Assyria. At Nippur we shall see there developed an elaborate lamentation ritual for the occasions when national catastrophes, defeat, failure of crops, destructive storms, and pestilence revealed the displeasure and the anger of the gods. Actually, it would be feeding time, because the gods feed on fear, pain, and suffering. Here, the blood of mankind is Marduk, bitter oppression, the food of the gods. The blood of Merodach, death and slaughter. At such times, earnest endeavors were made, through petitions accompanied by fasting and other symbols of repentance, to bring about the reconciliation with the angered power. This ritual, owing to the religious preeminence of Nippur, became the norm and standard throughout the Euphrates Valley, so that when Marduk and Babylonia came practically to replace Enlil and Nippur, the formulas and appeals were transferred to the solar deity of Babylon, who represented, more particularly, the sun god of spring, was well adapted to be viewed as the one to bring blessings and favors after the sorrows and tribulations of this stormy season. Strange as it will appear, although he was a patron god of Babylon, he did not originate in that city, but in Eridu. Eridu meaning fire creature, the city of Ea. And probably this is the reason why he was first regarded as the son of Ea. He is also directly associated with Shamash, the chief sun god of the later pantheon, son of Sin, Lord Zu, and is often addressed as the god of canals and opener of the subterranean fountains. In appearance, he is usually drawn with tongues of fire proceeding from his person. Anzu reversed is Uzna, the fire, and of course the water comes from the divine storm bird, Anzu, thus indicating a solar character. At other times, he is represented as standing over a watery deep. No connection to Anzu, apart from him using Anzu to destroy the land, or under another guise, as Sha'ur, the heavenly mace, holding the will of Enlil. Enlil and the evil wind, who defeated Tiamat. He was also depicted with a horned creature at his feet, which also occasionally serves to symbolize Ea. It is noteworthy too that his temple at Babylon bore the same name, Isagila, the lofty house, as did Ea's sanctuary at Eridu. We find among the cuneiform texts a copy of an older Babylonian text, an interesting little poem which shows how Merodach attracted the attributes of the other gods to himself. I will create a short video with this information by replacing the key words with the meanings. Marduk means bitter oppression. For example, Ea is the bitter oppression or the death and slaughter of canals. Humbaba's roar is a deluge. His speech is fire. His breath is death. His roar is Ea. His speech is Uzna. His breath is Merodach. These lines are devilishly clever. Oh yes, the poem. Just a poem, isn't it? Ea is the Marduk, or Merodach, of canals. Nin-Ib is the Marduk of strength. Nergal is the Marduk of war. Zamama is the Marduk of battle. Enlil is the Marduk of sovereignty and control. Nebu is the Marduk of possession. Sin is the Marduk of illumination of the night. Shamash is the Marduk of judgments. Adad is the Marduk of rain. Tishpak is the Marduk of the host. Gal is the Marduk of strength. Shukamunu is the Marduk of the harvest. This would seem as if Merodach had absorbed the characteristics of all the other gods of any importance so successfully that he had almost established his position as the sole deity in Babylonia, and that therefore some degree of monotheism had been arrived at.